Welcome back, everybody. It's time for another episode of Living Hope, our weekly journey designed to provide hope, inspiration, and education for those living with pancreatic cancer, sharing the real-life stories of those really affected by this deadly disease and how they deal with it on a daily basis. With our host, who knows her way around the studio so well we don't have to even show her anything anymore here, Roberta Luna here. Roberta Luna, welcome to the show.
Thank you. And just for those of you who may be trying to watch and not able before Paul throws me under the bus, just wanted to let you know, apparently I walked into the studio and I unplugged all the cameras. So.
She did. She found the one wire, and we can't figure out how to get them to work again here. So today, you get to enjoy it as an audio-only presentation here today.
So sorry about that, but you know what? That's what it is.
100 wires, and she found the right one here. So
there you go. Like I said, my dad said I never did anything half-assed, so why start now? Anyway, today I have a guest returning, Stephannie Ribacava-Ho, which I'm really happy to have her come back. She's been here a couple of times. But she describes herself as a wife, boy, mom, which I can really relate to because I have 2 sons myself as well. And my screen just went blank. Oh, geez, so we're having fun here. She's a sister, auntie, friend, activist, advocate, caregiver, control engineer. Again, I can really relate with. An awesome volunteer with the Orange County affiliate of PanCan, and a retired makeup artist. Wow, talk about hats. You have a lot there that you're going on. Can you just give us a little background again about your connection with pancreatic cancer for those who may not know?
I lost my maternal grandmother, gosh, I can't even remember how long ago. And I lost my mother-in-law in 2015.
And you started volunteering with PanCan how long after, or at what point in time?
I started volunteering in 2012, and I had read some inspirational books, and I felt like I needed to do something. And I was really still grieving the loss of my grandmother, and it had been years. And so I contacted Roberta Luna, and I went to an affiliate meeting, and I was really, really nervous, and everybody was so kind. And after that, it was history. I wanted to be there, and being around all these people that shared something, they had something in common, it really helped me get through my grief, and it started to heal me. And it really, really affected how I became a mom, or how I parented, and being a wife. It really healed me, and so I'm so grateful for the friends and the experience, of being a part of the Orange County affiliate.
Yeah, we say it's a family none of us want to be a member of, but once, you get in touch with us, we do. We feel that kinship, and like it is a family, because it's such a devastating disease. It's different than any other cancer. Yes, all cancers are bad, and I wish we had none of them. But this one is particularly difficult because of the low survival rate, the early detection is not available to us, and just so many other things that when we do connect, even though maybe our stories are different, we still have that common denominator, that thread that binds us together. And I think it's a long thread, and it's something that I've been very grateful to as well. And the Fishers and Jody, Emily Martinez opened up to me, and Vic when we first found them too. How did you find the affiliate, or how did you come across PanCan as a whole?
I Googled it.
Oh my.
Yeah, I looked up my grandmother's cancer, and because I really didn't know much about it, I knew the experience of, end-of-life care, but I didn't know much about it. And so I Googled it, and I started really, studying it, and I wanted to be a part of a group. I wanted to volunteer. And so I found PanCan through Google and, Googling pancreatic cancer.
Why volunteer for a cancer that many feel has such a dismal outcome?
Well, I think when you advocate, you bring awareness, and with awareness comes interest and involvement. You fundraise for research, you advocate for research, and with that comes early detection, and I think that improves survival in the long run.
You mentioned that it changed your way as far as being a mom and stuff. How did it contribute to that?
Well, at first it was healing, And, I was hurting. It was such a great loss losing my grandmother. She was like a second mother to me. And then it became, I started to feel empowered. And in that group, there was so much faith in me and so much trust and respect and kindness. I started to have a voice. People listened, to my ideas and gave me a chance. And it made me feel strong. And being around people that had this in common, but also, they had a drive, we're going to do this. And I just felt like being a part of a group like that, it really made me feel empowered.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about your grandmother? You said she was like a mother to you, and I know she's a very special lady. I remember some of your stories. Do you want to share a little bit with her?
Yeah, she was beautiful. Her soul, she was generous. She was everybody's favorite sister, aunt, friend. She really knew how to make you feel special. And I could go to her with a problem, and that was anybody, and she'd be like, okay, we're gonna figure this out, we're gonna fix it, it's gonna be okay. And after everything was done and resolved, I would say, how did you know it was gonna be okay? And she said, I didn't, I was just praying it, and I was gonna help you figure it out. So just that sense of comfort and security, I think that's my favorite part of her. And she liked to have a good time. She was kind of wild and funny and conservative all at the same time. I feel every time I talk about her, I know I light up because I just love her so much still. And I talk to her all the time. My kids know her, and they weren't even alive when she was here on Earth. But she was just so special, and to a lot of people.
Yeah, and I'm sorry you can't see her, but yes, Stephannie really does light up when she talks about her grandmother, and that's really a positive thing. And, we always talk about caregivers, and caregivers come in different forms. You probably weren't the traditional caregiver, what people might think of, doctor appointments and that kind of thing, but you were her caregiver in another way. Can you kind of just tell us a little bit about that?
I would go after work, and I would dance for her because she loved, a good variety show. She was an excellent dancer. Or I would read to her, or, she wanted a beer, I'd pour it. I'd wheel her around the house, or I would just sit with her and hold her hand. And she got really, really sick at Christmas time, and she wanted her home decorated and cookies made and tamales made. And so we did those things. Her final wishes, we made sure those were done.
It's really important because, like I said, caregiving comes in so different, many different ways. You can be the person that goes out and does the grocery shopping or the bill pays or the house cleaning or taking care of all the medical part, but also taking care of that personal thing and what they want is really, really important. Do you have a favorite event that you do as a volunteer?
PurpleStride.
We just finished PurpleStride, April 29th this year. What are your thoughts, or what makes it special for you?
Every year it's different. And over the years, my role has changed for PurpleStride. I'd say my favorite part about it this year was really getting to talk to the people that attended and listening to their stories. And for the first time, I got to share my story because normally I'm so busy, getting things done that I don't really have a chance to interact with people really. And I think sometimes the people that attend don't realize that we have suffered a loss, or we're going through fighting cancer, or they think we're employed. And this year I got to interview people, and to kind of loosen them up and get them to open up, I shared my connection, and I just felt a difference. And getting to see their faces and really open up and talk about the person that they love or the people that they love, and having gratitude. It was so beautiful. I left there feeling so light and feel so much love. And they all had two things that they said that was in common every time, and it was that they felt hope and that they felt love. And I thought, gosh, that's so magic, because that's exactly what we want. And that's how we feel with each other. So this year it was getting to talk to people that attended.
Yeah, thank you for doing that. We'll try to get some little snippets at some point in another episode so people can hear that, because it really was amazing. And if I'm not wrong, I think the majority of the people that you had spoken with had lost somebody, correct?
Correct.
And they still felt, even though they had lost somebody, they still felt that hope.
Yes. They felt grateful too that there was so many people there, and they were hoping that, fighting for a cure, hoping that, that's where we're going to get to. And they all said that. There was a lot of emotion, but every single person said they felt hope.
Yeah, and thank you. You did that for Living Hope. You went out and we thought we wanted to do it and wanted to give it a try and see how it worked out. And I think it's something we want to probably continue for next year, I hope. Is there one of their stories that maybe stands out a little bit more to you than anybody else's?
I spoke to a survivor, and she was a young woman. She was there with her husband, and she had come into the survivor tent, and I asked her if she was a survivor, and she said, well, I don't know. I've been fighting for 2 years. And I told her, absolutely a survivor. And she was just so strong, and she was hopeful, and her husband is such a great support. It's like Vic, and you could just see how much he loves his wife. And at the end of our talk, he wanted to make sure that we knew how grateful he was to us for, putting the event on, and for being a part of a group and spreading love. So I thought that was big. I've never really experienced that before, and I thought that was so big of him to think of us, when he's going through something, with his wife.
It's hard to explain PurpleStride. You almost have to be there to really understand it, because we're getting together, and unfortunately most of the people that are there have lost somebody.
Yes.
So to have them come and to feel hope and to feel, you see their emotions, yes, but they're there and they're positive and they're doing everything they can, to bring awareness. It's just an event that you have to experience it to really understand it.
Absolutely. I've said this before, I've described it as a state of mind. You get there, the feeling, it's just so much bigger than your own. And you're there and you're listening to people talk, and you're a part of something, a big group, and having it at Angel Stadium with, loved ones on the Jumbotron. That is just so moving and so beautiful. I don't care how many times I see the pictures of my loved ones. It moves me to tears every single time I see it. It's wonderful. It really is.
And just to explain a little bit, we have something we call the Path of Heroes. And when we were at the park, what we did is we decorated a page that looked kind of like it came from a scrapbook, and it lined the path that you walked. Well, it's a little hard to do that at Angel Stadium, but JB Hasso, our affiliate chair and also employee of the Angels, got this great idea about let's put it on the Jumbotron. So this is the second year that we've done that, and last year was great, but this year was even better because he was able to do a lot with it. And it is. I'm not the biggest baseball fan. I hate to admit this. But to see, like you said, my loved ones' pictures up there on the Jumbotron, and to be able to walk the field, it was just something really special. Even, like I said, for me, not to be a big baseball fan, it was really special to know that I was walking that same path that others had walked that are really, great inspirations as far as ball players. And just to see our loved ones up there, it was really, truly amazing. And if I can really put something out there, if you really want to do something, you want to volunteer, you want to, do the PurpleStride, we have our date for 24. It's the last Saturday of the month, and just keep that in mind. Put a save the date. But how would you encourage people? I'm sure, to come out, volunteer, participate? What would be your best advice?
I don't know if there are words of wisdom, but I feel like volunteering with the group is it's a reward in itself. You're putting on something for people, giving them hope, giving them a place to be, back to the Jumbotron, they also do a live feed of people looking at their loved ones and volunteering and knowing that you're a part of giving someone a gift like that, getting to see their loved one. It's so beautiful. So I'd say, just being a part of giving a little something back to people that are trying to get through their grief is a reward in itself. It really, really is. And then being a part of a group, this group of people is so loving and so generous. I never thought I'd have friends like this, just concerned for each other, and just they really care for one another. So that too, the friendships you make with the people that you volunteer with, you can't, I don't know, I don't know. I never thought I would have friendships like that.
Yeah, it's something truly amazing because, yes, we put on events. We do Purple Light, PurpleStride, other events, but we do things socially together as well. And it's like a friendship. We see each other. We hug each other. We're really happy to see each other. How are you? How are you doing? And it's just something that's really hard to explain. But I found great peace here as well, in a way to honor and remember my family as well, and, to move on. And it helps because we never forget. And grieving is different for everybody. So however you grieve, it's not wrong, but try to put that grief maybe into something positive by coming out and volunteering, or just getting in touch and seeing what maybe you can do.
No job is too small. I'd say, any little help or hour you can give, it's, no role is too small, especially for PurpleStride. Anything you can do is appreciated and it's valued.
I know you talked about your role was different this year. I know you were more behind the scenes for a number of years because you were our volunteer event day chair, which in itself is a huge take on. And you did an awesome job. So we really thank you for the years that you put into that. But how was that experience different than what you did for us this year?
I'd say I missed it. I think I felt like
the craziness.
I did. I felt like a part of me was missing. I got there and I'm like, wait, what did I forget? Oh, wait, nothing. But I liked being able to just kind of be free to walk around. I got to see a lot of the old affiliates, people that, I've gotten to know over the years, and really talk to them. I got to speak to people in the public, people that didn't want to be interviewed. They weren't comfortable, but they wanted to talk. And it's great when you're able to give that to someone, to just listen, just really listen to them. They want to say something, you just let them. And I got to help with the survivor tent. So that was a big deal to me. I'd say I missed that big role of being a chair. But like I said, my favorite part about PurpleStride was getting to talk to people.
Yeah, I think that's always my favorite part in VIX as well. And sometimes it's really hard for us because we're being torn in so many different areas. But we always try to at least let everybody know how much we appreciate what they're doing. Like you say, nothing is too little. Any input, anything that you do, just coming out to the event, wearing the purple shirt, wearing the wristband, a ribbon. And when people ask, just telling them what it's about is, sharing your story. It's a way to not only remember and honor those that maybe you've lost, but also support the survivors and the families that are going through it.
Absolutely.
And is there any last words you can, just really push for volunteering, how it might make you feel, or just how you've done a great job of expressing how it makes you feel, but just to maybe that would push somebody to really want to get involved. Like I said, our survival rate's not, the best. It's really dismal for a lot of people. And to come out and really fight for a cancer like this, it's really important.
Well, I'd say for people that have lost a loved one, I think it's the best way you can honor someone is to really give yourself and in honor of them. But I think it's giving hope to families that were in your position, that are in your position. I don't think you'll ever be sorry for giving some time to something bigger than yourself. But the friendships, they become like family. So I think you get a sense of belonging, and you get to do something that's completely selfless. It really is. And it's just so easy. And I remember the first PurpleStride I did. I left there feeling proud of myself that I got to do something that had little to do with me and everything to do with so many more people, and it was so easy to do. And then over the years, it kind of just gets addicting, right? You want to go back and meet people, or you want to be in this big group, or like when it's really rolling, you see tons of people and you're like, geez, this is big. My father hadn't been to one, and he went one year when I was still volunteer chair. And I think he thought it was like this little, like, fundraiser. And he was like, oh my gosh, this is humongous. And he saw all the volunteers. And so it made my dad proud of me too. So maybe that. Make your dad proud.
It's a great feeling. I mean, I can remember our first PurpleStride in 2009. And, when we went to the park, they said, well, how many people do you think you'll have? And we were thinking, wow, we'll be lucky to have 100. When we walked in and we had over 800 people, it was overwhelming to see that sea of purple and to know, oh my God, this is such a huge event, and to go from where we finished this year to almost 1,300. So it's something that you just look at and you just walk away amazed. And when somebody comes up to you and thanks you for all the hard work that you put into it, it's just heartwarming, and it's really difficult to walk away. I know, Vic, we've been doing it for 15 years, and we keep thinking, okay, we need to get some new blood in, but it's just so hard to walk away when somebody comes up to you and is just so thankful for all the work that goes into it. And again, we have a new date, is in April 2024. It's the last Saturday. I'm sorry, I don't have that date in my brain right now, but you can go to purplestride.org/OC, and the new date should be up there, and the new website will be opening up probably towards the end of summer, so you can register, get your teams going, volunteer, get what hopefully you want to do for your Path of Heroes. Not sure where we're going to be yet this next year. We're still hoping for Angel Stadium, so keep your fingers crossed and light those candles or prayers or whatever to get us back into Angel Stadium. But thank you, Stephannie, for being here today and sharing your journey again. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. As long as you speak my name, I shall live forever is dedicated today to my dad, Bill Whitson, also known as Gramps. He died 25 years ago today from pancreatic cancer. And he, I think, would be so proud of what's been happening the last 25 years, and to know he would have done anything he could to be a part of it. So thanks, Gramps, for everything you gave me, and we're out.
And there you have it. One more reason to tune in each and every time, even if you can only hear it today, on OC Talk Radio, streaming live from our studio here at the University of California, Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation Center, with Living Hope. And if you need some living hope, if there's somebody you know that needs some help right now, there's organizations out there, one of which is certainly PanCan. Just contact them at 877-2-PAN-CAN. That's 877 and the number 2, PANCAN, for the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. For the OC Talk Radio Network, thanking you for riding along with us. It's always a journey, and we hope that you'll join us and share this with others. Thanks so much. See you again.